What's going on, guys? It's your boy John Liquidary coming back with breaking news hot off the press. It looks like the push that was heard around the world has cost WNBA player Chennedy Carter her career. Can you believe it? Chennedy Carter just got fired from the Aces, and it's all because of one push, one moment that changed everything. You're probably thinking, how could this happen to such a talented player? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the shocking details. You won't believe how fast Carter's career went from rising star to free fall. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, and we've got the inside scoop on why no team wants to touch her now. Even with her incredible skills on the court, you're going to be shaking your head when you hear what her teammates and coaches are saying, but it was a rough night for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever last night. She only scored 3 points and a blowout loss to the New York Liberty. But it was a game on Saturday between the Fever and the Chicago Sky that had a lot of people talking. Fans were so hyped for Caitlin, Angel Reese, and Camila Cardoso to all be back on the same court. However, the moment that made headlines is right here, the hard foul involving Clark and Chennedy Carter. So you're sitting there enjoying the game between the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever, right? Everything's normal, the crowd's buzzing, and then out of nowhere, Chennedy Carter does something that's going to make your jaw hit the floor. You won't believe what went down on that court. Picture this. It's a packed arena, everyone's on edge, and the tension's so thick you could cut it with a knife. The Sky and the Fever are going at it, giving it their all. Then, in a split second, Carter loses it. She shoves Caitlin Clark like it's nothing. Can you imagine being there? The whole place just erupts. Now, we've got some exclusive footage that's going to blow your mind. You can see angles of this push that nobody else has seen before. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. You can actually see the look in Carter's eyes when she makes that split-second decision. It's the kind of look that says, I know I'm about to mess up big time, but I can't stop myself. The crowd, they went absolutely wild. You could hear gasps all around. People were standing up, pointing, not believing what they just saw. Someone said, I've never seen anything like it. The look on Caitlin's face was like she couldn't believe what just happened. And can you blame her? Even Caitlin Clark herself was stunned. She told reporters later, I was stunned. I felt the push, and it was like time stood still. I couldn't process what had just happened. Imagine being in her shoes. For a second, you're just playing your game, and suddenly wham. This morning, this physical moment involving the WNBA's most high-profile rookie raising questions. Chicago's Chennedy Carter shoulder checking the Fever's Caitlin Clark, knocking her to the ground. The call, initially deemed a common foul by officials, here's where it gets really interesting. You'd think after doing something like that, Carter would try to smooth things over, right? Nope, she goes and makes it even worse. When reporters asked her about it, her attitude was infuriating. No apology, no taking responsibility. Nothing. Are you kidding me? After that shove, I knew then her future was not going to be very bright, bro. Now, a lot of people was kind of surprised by this. I'm not, because I know you know what I'm saying. What she did to Caitlin Clark was completely unnecessary, and I'm here to tell you guys she's living with that decision today, because she is without a job. The scouts who were watching, they were not impressed. One of them said, it's not just the push, it's the attitude afterwards. In this league, we're looking for players who can handle pressure and be role models. Ouch, talk about burning bridges. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Carter's a star player, right? Surely that counts for something. Well, get this, the Chicago Sky didn't just bench her. They showed her the door. Can you believe it? They didn't even offer her a core designation. It's like they couldn't wait to get rid of her. And yes, you heard me correctly, Chennedy Carter WNBA career looked like it could be over, guys, because the Chicago Sky is releasing her. They don't want nothing for her. They want her to go about her business. And here's where it gets really interesting. We found out about this hidden clause in Carter's contract. It's like they had an escape hatch built right into her deal from day one. But wait, it gets even crazier. Carter went from rising star to unemployed faster than a fast break. And you know what's wild? This isn't even her first rodeo with team drama. This is her third team in the WNBA. And now she's about to be teamless. Can you imagine being that talented and still nobody wants you? It's like being the last kid picked for dodgeball, except you're supposed to be a star. She still is overseas, from my understanding, playing in the WNBA. But as of right now, she is an unrestricted free agent after the Sky decided not to extend a qualifying offer, and according to multiple sources, the Sky decision to not offer her is leading their leading score, is making a big impact onto why. Now, you're probably wondering what's really going on behind the scenes, right? Well, let me tell you, it's not pretty. We've got the inside scoop on what her teammates are saying, and it's not good at all. One insider called her a locker room cancer. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. And it's not just talk either. We've seen teammates unfollowing her on social media left and right. It's like watching a friend group implode in real time. She's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level in our league. We absolutely appreciate what she did for our team last year. However, we've made changes to our staff and will make changes to our rosters. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent. Here's the kicker. Remember how Carter's general manager said Chennedy Carter had an incredible season for us last year? Well, if that's true, why are they kicking her to the curb so fast? It doesn't add up, right? Unless there's something we're not seeing, something that's making teams run for the hills faster than fans at a rain delay. And what Chennedy Carter put her filthy palms on Caitlin Clark did not help her case. Now she's an unrestricted free agent. I doubt if any team touch her because there's a locker room issues allegedly. And let's talk about that hidden clause for a second. It's not just some boring contract stuff. This is juicy. It's like the Sky knew from day one that Carter might be trouble, and they wanted a way out. Think about it. Why would you need an escape hatch for a star player? Unless you were worried she might blow up in your face. Now, as y'all heard their man Chennedy Carter, let it be known she was not answering any Caitlin Clark questions. And I'm telling you right now, she probably wished she should have because she's without a job. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of people and a lot of owners is not finna pick her up. If you like the video, then subscribe to the channel. Because of her attitude, now you might be wondering what's next for Carter. Is this the end of the road, or can she turn things around? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because talent isn't everything in this league. And Carter's finding that out the hard way. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, and we can't look away. All right. Are you ready for this? Because what's about to happen next in the Chennedy Carter saga is going to make your head spin. You know how we talked about Carter's push and her attitude after the game? Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real drama is happening behind the scenes, and it's about to blow up. They said Chennedy Carter not getting an offer from the Sky means one thing: someone influential in the locker room did not want her on the team. You never let your best defensive player and arguably your best player walk away from nothing unless there are locker room issues. Remember Angel Reese, Carter's teammate? Well, guess what she just did? She unfollowed Carter on social media. Now you might be thinking, so what? It's just social media. But let me tell you, in the world of pro sports, that's like putting up a billboard saying we've got major beef. It's the kind of move that makes everyone sit up and take notice. Now I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Chennedy Carter and Angel Reese had quit following each other. Could that be a reason as well? But I don't know. Let's get back to the tea. But here's where it gets really juicy. It's not just Reese. Word on the street is that some of Carter's own teammates don't even want her on the roster anymore. Can you believe that? Imagine showing up to work and everyone's giving you the cold shoulder. That's what Carter's dealing with right now. And it's not just a few salty players. Sources inside the Chicago Sky are spilling some serious tea. They're saying there's someone big in the locker room who's totally against Carter staying on the team. Now you might be wondering who could have that much pull. Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I honestly don't see any WNBA team being interested in the project of dealing with Chennedy Carter. And I'm here to tell you, dog, I don't think nobody's going to pick her up either. Someone else says she's a real baller. Other than that, she's a psycho. And I'm telling you right now, she's definitely is. But wait, it gets even crazier. Remember how Carter was supposed to be this rising star, the next big thing in the WNBA? Well, now she's looking more like a falling meteor, and it's not just because of what happened on the court. It's what's happening off the court that's really tanking her career. You see, in pro sports, your reputation is everything, and right now Carter's reputation is in the gutter. Scouts and executives are talking, and let me tell you, it's not pretty. They're not just mad about the push. They're furious about her attitude afterward. No apology, no taking responsibility. Nothing in their eyes that's worse than any foul on the court. So now Carter's not just dealing with angry teammates. She's got the whole league side-eyeing her. It's like she went from being the popular kid in school to eating lunch alone in the bathroom stall. And in a league that's all about teamwork and being a role model, that's a death sentence for your career. But here's the thing that's really got everyone talking. What if this isn't the end for Carter? What if, and stay with me here, what if this whole mess is exactly what she needs to turn things around? I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. Sometimes you need to hit rock bottom before you can bounce back up. It is not going to be an old happy day for Chennedy Carter tomorrow because she thinks that somebody's going to suck her hair, and I'm here to tell you, dog, I don't believe no team is going to touch her with a 12-foot pole. Now you might be thinking we've seen the worst of it for Chennedy Carter, right? Well, hold on to your jerseys because this story is about to take a wild turn. Remember how we talked about Caitlin Clark being the new face of the WNBA? Let's dig into why that matters so much for Carter's future. Then love me. Anytime you have a high-profile rookie who comes with a lot of hype coming into the league, there are veterans who are going to want to send a little bit of a message that this is still their league. This is something that Caitlin is going to have to work, to become a star in this league. Clark isn't just changing the game. She's changing the whole league, and we've got the inside scoop on why this is such a big deal. Clark's popularity is skyrocketing. And it's not just fans who are noticing. The bigwigs at the WNBA are sitting up and taking notice too. Why? Because Clark is bringing in viewers like nobody's business. And you know what that means? More eyes, more money. This is going to be history. It's like what I told her, that's pretty epic that we get to watch her, because not a lot of games here in Dallas with somebody that big of a star. Can you believe WNBA merchandise sales are up over 500% compared to last year? That's not a typo, folks. We're talking a 1,000% increase in player-specific merch. And guess who's leading that charge? Yep, it's Clark. She's not just a player, she's a one-woman economic boom, but here's where it gets really interesting for Carter. The Indiana Fever, they're expecting over 600,000 fans this year. That's not just breaking records. That's shattering them into a million pieces. And it's all because of Clark's star power. Now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with Carter? Well, everything. Taylor Clark is the reason these ladies is potentially allegedly possibly about to get the biggest payday of their lifetime, with the NBA stepping in to help them get this new collective bargaining agreement potentially done. Then we got the media rights agreement done, which is like $3 or $2 billion. That money could possibly help them get larger contracts. You see, Clark isn't just filling seats and selling jerseys. She's giving the whole WNBA serious bargaining power. We're talking better pay, better conditions, the whole 9 yards, and that's why they're calling her the Golden Goose. She's laying golden eggs for everyone in the league. But here's the kicker, and this is where Carter comes in. With all this new attention and money flowing into the WNBA, the league's thinking about cracking down on player behavior. Can you see where this is going? Carter's push might have just pushed herself right out of the league at the worst possible time. Think about it. The WNBA has never been hotter, and teams are looking for players who can be role models, not troublemakers. So while Clark's star is rising, Carter's might be falling faster than a bad shot. It's like watching two ships passing in the night, except one's a luxury cruise liner and the other's taking on water. So there you have it, folks. The Chennedy Carter saga has taken more twists and turns than a roller coaster, and we're all left wondering what's going to happen next. I mean, can you believe how fast things can change? In the WNBA, it's like 1 minute you're on top of the world, and the next you're out in the cold. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Carter come back from this? Or is this really the end of the road for her career? She is a diabolical locker room peasant cancer, whatever you want to call it. Thanks for watching, and subscribe my channel.